Now part B wants us to find the probability that fewer than 4 of these strips cannot be used. Well, in part A, we found out the probability that a strip can be used is 0.9104. So if it cannot be, it's 1 minus that probability. So that comes to 0.0896. So in 3b, what we have to do is we have to find the probability that fewer than 4 of these strips can be used. So that means we want the probability that x is less than or equal to 3. But the distribution that we're going to be using is x is going to belong to binomial. Now our n is going to be 10 because we're picking out of 10, and our probability is going to be 0.0896. And then what we're going to use is our ClassWiz Casio calculator again. So the menu we need on the ClassWiz is 7, and then we want binomial CD, so I'm going to arrow down, and then it's option 1, option 2 for variable. Our x value is going to be 3 because we want x to be less than or equal to 3. Press equals. Our n is going to be 10, and p is going to be 0.0896. Press equals, and then press equals again. And that probability comes to 0.9913. So just to confirm there, the probability that x is less than or equal to 3, we did x with binomial, n with 10, the p is 0.0896, and it came to 0.9913. So in 3c, we're wanting to look at, there's 15 strips cut by the second machine, and it was found to have a mean of 50.4. Now this 50.4 we're going to refer to as the sample mean. So that's x bar, 50.4 centimetres. Now the theory about what we're going to look at is we want to check if this 50.4, if this value comes in the top 1%, because we're doing a 1% significance level test. So 50.1 is going to be our mean. But for a sample mean, what we've got to do, we've got to work out what this value sigma squared over n is and square root it. And that's going to be our sigma. So sigma is going to be, we've got 0.6 squared over 15, but then we need to square root that, and that's the value we're going to use on our calculator. So the sigma that we're going to use for the sample mean is 0.1549. Now we've specified a hypothesis test with the null hypothesis p is 50.1 and the alternative hypothesis h1 as p is greater than 50.1. And what we're going to try and prove is that when we use the normal CD function, if we have an upper of 0, a lower of 0 and an upper of 50.4, that the 50.4 appears above 0.99. If it does, we'll reject it. If it's less than 0.99, then we can accept the null hypothesis. So once again, using the ClassWiz calculator, we're going to put 7, and then we're going to use normal CD. Now we want our lower value for this to be 0, press equals. The upper value to be 50.4, press equals. Sigma is the value we worked out, which was the square root of the sigma squared over n. That's 0.1549, press equals. And our mu is 50.1, press equals. And press equals again. And the value we get is 0.9736. So this value, p equals 0.9736, we can see quite clearly this is going to be below 0.99. So it comes in this area in here. So what that means is if it had been above 0.99, we would reject the null hypothesis, but we're actually going to accept the null hypothesis. And finally, a statement. As 0.9736 is less than 0.99, so it's not in the critical region, we can accept the null hypothesis. There is insufficient evidence that the mean length is greater than or equal to 50.1 centimetres.